We are in an unparalleled renaissance in consumer innovation. Consumers are creating content, they are acting in a sense and respond, nimble, flexible manner. They are being incredibly resourceful. And trust me, they have fewer resources than we do. And there's a lot that we can learn from the behavior. And so as I talk to you about how to think about connecting with consumers from a marketing channel perspective, I also want you to think about, in the back of your mind, I want you to think about business process innovation. I want you to think about what are the consumers today that are creating the content, that are networking with one another, teaching us about better, faster, cheaper, about collaboration, about bonding with others. I think a lot of that will jump out. Something I really get, it's really the heart and soul of the book that I've just published around the 6 drivers of brand credibility. And this is what I think is really important that we keep in mind. You know, trust, authenticity, transparency, affirmation, listening and responsiveness. Trust we know is important, but in the age of the internet, it's so easy to lose. In fact, you may not get it back. This is why you have to be really careful about any sense of betrayal with the consumer. You only get one swing at the bat. You know, authenticity, I can't quite put my finger on this, but when Nielsen analyzes millions and millions of conversations online, the brands that are getting the dividends, the conversational dividends, are the ones that just come across as more authentic. You know, they're creating blogs that really make an honest effort to touch consumers in meaningful ways. They're not necessarily looking like advertisers. Imagine that. Informal, they're going from third person to first person. Again, it's a whole new language that we have to learn. Transparency, this is a really tough one, because if we're not transparent, the rest of the marketplace is. So if you have a search engine on your website and you don't make it simple for consumers to find out the ingredients or where the product was made or how the workers were treated, you know, consumers are one click away from activist groups that have brilliant technology that will allow you to learn all of that. They're also one click away from Wikipedia, which I think does a brilliant job of telling the brand story, whether you like it or not, because it never forgets. So transparency is something that I think consumers are putting a premium on. Affirmation is, if you type in your brand into Google, either it's affirmed or it's not. And this is what's really bringing a lot of brands down. This is where when you get bad buzz and people talk about it, it tends to infest Google search results. It negatively affirms the brand and it pushes consumers away. And we have to be very sensitive about how the affirmation principle works. And then listening and responsiveness, consumers are in control. That means we have to dignify them. We have to treat them with a different order of respect. Listening is the heart and soul of respecting someone's voice. And we can't just listen, we also have to respond.